This is the Carrier Dome, home of Syracuse football.
The 1986 Syracuse football season was a play in 2 acts. Act 1 consisted of 4 games that found the young Orangemen struggling hard but falling short. Act 2, the last 7 games, was just the opposite. The hard work paid off, and the hard-fought battles were won. This is the story of 1986 Syracuse football, the second season. Syracuse's second season began against the Missouri Tigers. The Orange's first 2 scores were set up by defensive plays that saw the awakening and maturing of an opportunistic defense. John Dominic's fumble recovery on the Missouri 11 and Paul Frase's interception on the 5 were just 2 of the many outstanding plays made by the Orange defense as they held the Tigers to only 9 points on 3 field goals. The 1986 Syracuse defense had arrived. On offense, everything fell into place. The running game simply overran the Tiger defense, as 10 runners combined for almost 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. The most important of these scores came early in the third quarter, when holder Mike Kometz and kicker Tim Vessling caught the Tigers completely off guard on a perfectly executed fake field goal. The Orange passing attack was equally effective. Junior quarterback Don McPherson scattered passes among his receivers for 200 yards and 1 touchdown. The catch was the 13th career touchdown grab for senior Scott Schwades, placing him at the top of the list in the Syracuse record book. McPherson continued to find his receivers, completing 11 passes in 16 attempts. The longest pass of the day was a 66-yarder to Schwades, setting up a 9-yard touchdown run by McPherson. The reward for this outstanding performance, a 41-9 thrashing of the Missouri Tigers. Turning around the fortunes of a college football team is no easy task. It requires the special touch of a special man. At Syracuse University, that man is Dick McPherson. Coach Mack is a leader the athlete can respect.
He's very different on and off the field. I think when you're on the field with him, he's a very demanding coach. He expects the most out of you every time you practice. But then after practice, he's willing to help you. You know, he's kind of like a father to everybody.
He does demand a lot out of you, but by the same token, he's always there to back you up 100%.
I describe him as the type of person that's very warm and cares about people very much.
Needing a victory to keep the turnaround going, the Orangemen took a second season record of 1-1 to Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia to tangle with Eastern rival Temple. The first quarter was a defensive struggle, the Orange working hard to contain All-American running back Paul Palmer and throwing the Owls' passing attack into reverse. On the first possession of the second quarter, the Orange offense had its turn, running the ball 64 yards for the score. Both McPherson and running back Darrell Johnston gained large chunks of real estate on their way to 90-plus yards each for the day. The The defense continued to play strong. When Temple had 2nd and goal on the 2-yard line, the Orangemen built a solid wall. Starting deep in his own territory, McPherson first ran, then passed Syracuse down the field. Nine plays and 99 yards later, senior Harold Gayden took the pitch for the final 7 yards. Syracuse had a 14-0 halftime lead. The third quarter would test the character of the Orangemen, as Temple and the talented Palmer took a 17-14 lead. Late in the period, the Syracuse offense came back to life, moving the ball into range for place kicker Tim Vessling. With adept ball handling by senior Mike Kometz, Vessling's 32-yard field goal knotted the score at 17 after 3 periods. Temple forced a Jim Fox punt early in the fourth quarter, but the Owls' return man couldn't find the handle. An alert Kometz recovered the fumble to set up a 15-yard Gayden touchdown run. The Orange were ahead 24-17. When Temple knotted the score at 24 with 4 minutes remaining, the stage was set for a dramatic finish. Mixing the pass and the run, McPherson moved the Orange down the field. With 4 seconds on the clock and the ball on the 15-yard line, junior place kicker Tim Vessling was once again in the spotlight. A hard-earned 27-24 victory on the road would bring the Orangemen back to the Carrier Dome's friendly atmosphere. The Carrier Dome is a unique place to play football. It has perfect weather and great Syracuse fans.
What a great facility for our football team to practice in, to play in. We don't mind what the weather is outside. In the late part of the year, television looks at us as a resource because they can come in here and know that they're going to have a controlled climate to do the game. We can play night games without any problem. We have a great deal of flexibility. If anything, the Carrier Dome has given us a degree of flexibility in the conduct of our athletic program that very, very few schools in the country can boast of.
To run out in front of 40 or 50,000 people who are cheering for you is just something that you have to experience to know what it's like.
It's a great feeling to play in the Dome. Everybody's cheering for you all the time. As soon as you come out there, it gives you a natural high just to want to play a lot harder in front of all the Syracuse fans.
The atmosphere in the Carrier Dome on game day is contagious. Fans of all ages get caught up in the excitement of Syracuse football.
Come on, defense, let's go, let's go, let's go!
The Pitt Panthers visited the Carrier Dome on the first day of November, and despite some excellent play from the Orange defense, had established a 10-0 lead late in the first half. Taking the ball on the 9-yard line with less than 2 minutes and a half, the offense came to life. The 91-yard drive took only 1 minute and 15 seconds, ending with an 11-yard pass to Scott Schwades. Continued outstanding play by young and aggressive defenders such as Terry Wooden forced the Panthers to settle for the three-pointer. The Syracuse offense then took over as McPherson first ran, then passed the Orangemen to the end zone. Again, the defense punished the Panthers. A sack of the Pitt quarterback by Keith Freiberg, then a fumble recovery by Tim Pidgeon set up a 47-yard field goal attempt by Vesling. Syracuse had the lead, 17-13. Having regained the lead early in the fourth period, Pitt again went to the air. And alert Marcus Paul grabbed the deflection to give the Orangemen excellent field position. The time had come for the Don McPherson Scott Schwades show. Accounting for 47 of the 52 yards to the goal line, this dynamic duo brought Syracuse another 6 points and another second season win. Syracuse's next opponent was the Midshipmen of Navy. After being stymied much of the first half, the Orange offense mounted a late first quarter drive yielding a 42-yard Vesling field goal to keep the Orangemen close. With the offense struggling, Scott Schwades and the special teams took the game in hand. Schwades' 80-yard touchdown return put Syracuse on top with a 10-7 halftime lead. On the first punt of the second half, Schwades nearly repeated, returning the Navy punt 43 yards, giving the offense a great scoring opportunity. A 19-yard run by Robert Drummond and a 14-yard McPherson to Pat Kelly pass put the ball in the end zone. The offense had been turned on. On their next possession, the Orangemen marched 74 yards on 12 plays for the score, the only pass of the drive being the touchdown toss to Schwades. Syracuse's final points of the day came on the very next offensive series as McPherson threw passes to Kane and Schwades, then carried the final 3 yards on his own to assure the Syracuse victory. For the seniors, it was a fitting last performance in the Carrier Dome. Athletes come and go on a college campus, all of them leaving their mark. At Syracuse University, one senior on the 1986 football squad will be remembered for years to come. Wide receiver Scott Schwades set standards that Syracuse football players will be shooting at well into the future. With 3 career receiving records, passes caught 139, receiving yardage 2,111 yards, touchdown passes caught 16. Schwades has passed Syracuse greats such as Art Monk and Mike Ciano. His uncanny ability to see the field enabled Schwades to set one more career record. In his 4 years at Syracuse, Schwades returned 82 punts for 876 yards, more than once going the distance. The Orangemen's last challenge of 1986 was a road trip to play the Mountaineers of West Virginia. After spotting the Mountaineers in early 7 points, the Orange offense went to work. On the strength of Robert Drummond running and McPherson scrambling and passing, the Orangemen marched straight down the field. After Drummond's plunge tied the score at 7, the Syracuse offense fell into its familiar pattern of waiting till the last minute to make its move. Trailing 17-7 with only 44 seconds left in the first half, the offense opened up. McPherson's 1-yard keeper put the halftime score at 17-14, West Virginia. The third quarter saw the Orange offense control the game, keeping possession of the ball for almost 10 minutes. Robert Drummond carried the ball again and again on his way to 110 yards rushing, the only 100-yard game by a Syracuse running back in 1986. Despite the Orangemen's impressive offensive domination, the result was only 6 points on 2 Vesseling field goals. While the offense was controlling the clock, the defense was controlling West Virginia, shutting out the Mountaineers in period 3 and most of 4. An interception by Tim Pigeon set up the last Syracuse scoring drive. Once again, the hard running of Drummond and the passing of McPherson moved the ball down the field. Len Nelson's 3-yard run capped the Syracuse victory, giving the Orange a 5-2 record in this, the second season. It was a turnaround of which anyone could be proud. Pride is an important part of Syracuse University, whether it's on the playing field or the academic field. While devoted to giving students the best possible education, Syracuse is also able to give the student a chance to learn about life, meeting new people, and experiencing new things. It's a campus that allows the student to grow and mature, to reach for the top, and become the best. Reaching the top in football requires building block by block. The second season of 1986 established a strong foundation for 1987 and the future. 1987 promises to be an exciting year at Syracuse, with the offense returning several outstanding players. Fullback number 32, Darrell Johnston, and tailback number 36, Robert Drummond, combined for more than 725 yards, each averaging over 4.5 yards per carry. Tight ends, number 84, Pat Kelly, and number 87, Pat Davis, along with wide receiver number 82, Tommy Kane, caught 45 passes for nearly 750 yards and 5 touchdowns. With returning letterman John Garrett, Craig Stoffel, and Blake Bednarz, the offensive line appears solid for 1987. A strong offensive line such as this is a vital part of any team, and no one knows it better than this man, junior quarterback number 9, Don McPherson. A calm, confident leader, he is a man of considerable athletic abilities.
We're talking about a guy that was the state of New York high jump champion, state of New York hurdle champion, the Jim Thorpe winner on the Long Island, high school All-American, All-State, one of the top 100 athletes in the country. He's very confident.
An agile quarterback with the ability to run or pass, McPherson set a new season record in 1986 for total offense with 2,350 yards. He also tied the season record for touchdown passes with 12, setting a career record of 24 with another season still to play. The Syracuse defense stacks up equally well for 1987. In order to run the football, opposing offenses must face John Dominic, number 85, and Paul Fraze, number 94. Keith Freiberg, number 98, and Terry Wooden, number 90. Plugging up the middle is the job of tackles Dominic and Fraze, along with Ted Gregory, who returns in 1987 from an early season injury in 1986. With over 140 tackles and 6 sacks among them, the opposition is forced outside. There they will find linebackers Wooden and Freiberg. Totaling 100 tackles and 10 sacks, this pair, along with Dominic, Fraze, and Gregory, will force other teams to try the air. There they will find 3 defensive backs who know how to get to the ball. Number 10, Marcus Paul. Number 28, Jeff Mangrum. And number 24, Chris Ingram, picked off 5 errant passes and caused numerous incompletions in 1986. This strong base of returning lettermen and a top 25 recruiting class promises that 1987 and the future will be exciting for Syracuse football. '86 was a year of growing and maturing for the Syracuse Orangemen. It was a year that saw young men regroup, start over, and come back to victory. For Syracuse football, 1986 was definitely the year of the second season.